Let's check the feed. All right, Shalom. Here we go. All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Let's get right into it.
No one can hold Black women accountable. Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. We live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. If you're a Black woman and to hold Black women accountable, you have to be ready to like fight because it's going to come with a lot. I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing is influencing these girls to do these out of control, I don't care attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. Not a Black man. Your white boss probably, that's probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. If it's a Black woman or a Black man, a straight Black man, we don't want to hear it.
Man, straight out of the horse's mouth. All right. Nobody can hold the so-called Black woman accountable. All right. So we're getting ready to see how all of that shit is going to pan out for them, right? Real quick. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs 17 and verse 11. It says, an evil man seeketh only rebellion, right? How much more the so-called Black woman, right? Scripture said only an evil man seeketh rebellion, all right? And that's what she's all about, right? Proverbs 17 and 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him, right? So how much more, again, the so-called Black woman, man. All right, she's getting ready to be met with death, destruction, man. Okay, this is the mindset of the majority of these women in America, man. They think just like this, right? So we're gonna see how that funky ass attitude pans out in the time of trouble. All right, which we're entering into that time now, man. All right, so I saw this video a couple weeks ago. I know a couple of brothers had shared it. Just wanted to add my little 2 cents in, right? But this from TikTok, it says Black men are preparing to smoke Black women if civil war happens. All right, it's getting ready to go down. All right, let's listen to it, and then we got another video behind it. You know, just showing you that again, humbling season is here. All right, straight up. Okay, pride goeth before destruction. All right, you women are about to catch pure hell, man. And we warned you. Let's listen to this.
Okay, so I just seen the video of some type of influencer. I don't know if the shit true, but he's saying on some social site that Black men are having discussions that if it's ever a civil war, that they need to eliminate these feminists, Black women.
There's videos of Black men in clubhouse groups having conversations saying if a civil war broke out, their first and biggest enemy is the Black woman because they believe white men will use Black women to root out Black men or find out where Black men are hiding so they can find them. You have Black men in groups having these conversations because they believe there's a pending war, Project 2025, everything. And for them up here, their biological mates, Black women, if that time comes, Black women are the enemy. If they see a Black woman, take her out because she's with white men. Y'all don't understand how serious this is.
Hey, the 2/3, man, the 2/3 Black woman, really of all the tribes, man, they're enemies on this side, man. And like I've been saying, you know, throughout this time, hey, when they shut this shit down, hey, all these men, they're gonna remember what these bitches said on the internet, bro. All right, all the TikTok reels, all the Instagram videos of them, you know, condemning men and, you know, talking about, you know, Black men need to be put to death. All right, he was talking about the Clubhouse video where you had like a group chat of so-called Black women talking about, you know, the white man needs to come and execute the Black man, all of that shit, man. How you're not needed, you know, you only need it for your your resources and shit like that. You know, we've seen all the hundreds of videos, thousands, millions of videos on the internet of these women just talking big shit. All right. So again, humbling season is here. Okay. She that is my enemy shall see it. Right. Micah 7:10. And it reads, it says, then she that is my enemy shall see it. All right. She going into the woman. All right. The 2/3 Israelite woman. All right. That's against her man. All right. That's for the forwarding of this oppression, this system. Okay. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Shah, thy power? All right. Because a lot of these, the most of these women, they don't really fear the Lord. They don't believe in God. Right. They don't really have any true morals and character, like we heard in the beginning. All right. And she's right about that. Nobody can hold the Israelite woman accountable in anything, man. All right. This is a product of America, Babylon, man. All right. She has power, you know, through the serpent, through the system. Right. So nobody can hold her accountable. So that's why I said we're gonna see how that's gonna pan out for her when lawlessness breaks out, when there's no more 911, when there's no more internet. All right. We're gonna see how that attitude is gonna help in that time. You know. Back in Micah 7:10, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover. A great shame is going to cover a lot of you women. All right. And this video again is to the wicked, these wicked Israelite women out here, man, that don't give a shit. All right, that think they're invincible. All right, because they got a twat between their legs, man. All that shit's coming to an end. And shame should cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets. And it's coming. Right. And in this video right here, you know, as we're playing, let's go back. All right. It's just an appetizer, man, of what's getting ready to happen. All right. It's going to be straight up war out here, man. And there's going to be mass casualties, which is going to include a lot of you women. All right. 2/3, right? Let me get that before we go back. Okay. Zechariah 13:8. The Lord not playing, man. All right. Nobody can control me. You can't tell me what to do. Fuck y'all niggas, and niggas ain't shit. All right. You know? Okay. Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, and that land is America, right? That in all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Rashai, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die. All right, 2/3. All right, which is going to consist of majority of women. All right, because there's more women on this earth than men, and the Lord set it up that way. Right? 2 parts therein should be cut off and die, but the third should be left therein. Speaking about the 1/3. All right, that's that the Lord is going to have mercy upon the elect. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. All right. So, hey, here it comes. Let's go back to it.
Having these conversations because they believe there's a pending war, Project 2025, everything. And for them up here, their biological mates, black women, if that time comes, black women are the enemy. If they see a black woman, take her out because she's with white men. Y'all don't understand how serious this is.
All right, take them out because they think that they will notify white men where they're located. And I sent this video. Somebody sent me the video. I sent the video to a female, and she was shocked. I think it is a shock for women. But I ain't gonna lie, that kind of shocked me too, because I didn't even think, my mind didn't even go to that area. But when I saw the video and thought about it, I'm like, shit, they right. Like, nobody is giving, like, where's the outrage for these bitches talking about bullet bags and calling the KKs on us to make sure we don't exist? That shit is real.
Right. And those talking points are all over the internet. All right. You go on, like I said, you go on to Instagram, the TikTok, you go on to the fucking, what's it called? The extension they had off the gram, where they have like the discussion. What's it called? Threads. Yeah, you go on Threads. You know, bitches are just going crazy. Men ain't shit, this and that. We need to get rid of men. All right, the black man is worthless. All right, what's the point of his existence? All types of shit, man. So that's why the Lord has nothing but terror prepared, man. Right? That's right, man. Hey, Shalom Zaquan. Right? The Lord created sleeper cells for Eve. Right, man. The Lord got all types of shit set up, man. Right? For these dirty ass black bitches, man. Straight up. You know, and excuse my French. All right. But hey, like we read earlier in that Proverbs 17, right? An evil man only seek a rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger should be sent against him. And the Lord has spirits reserved, spirits created for vengeance, man. Okay. So again, keep the energy, man. Keep that same energy. Hold on to that attitude. Miss Untouchable. Right? We about to see what's gonna happen. Okay, let's go back, man. Enough of me ranting. Right?
The gaslighting. So basically what I'm getting is motherfuckers think that black men life is just like we're not supposed to care about our life. Like it shouldn't be shocking that black men want to live and love their life. Like our life is sacred, but it's not looked at like that. It's like people look at us like we just supposed to sacrifice ourselves. And it's like, for what?
But really what he's saying, you know, and Salaki, I keep stopping and going, but really what he's going into is really the curses, man. Right? Let me get that real quick. Deuteronomy 28, you know, because it's a lose-lose situation for the Jake man in the society, you know, and that's basically what he's expressing and through the spirit, right? But let me just make that point. Deuteronomy 28. Where's it at? Deuteronomy 28 and 54, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 54 says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes should be evil towards his own brother, or towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, man. So this is all part of the curses, man. You know, the so-called black on black crime, all of that. You know, Jake hating his own brother. You know, jumping down to 56, it says, and it's the same thing with the black woman, right? Because she hates the Jake man too. She's been programmed that way, right? Again, she's for the forwarding of the system, man. This oppression. She don't want the black woman is not in the mindset of wanting America to go. She wants to prolong her life here. Why? Because she remains in power. Okay, this system set up Eve over the man. So you think she wants to be removed from that position? Not at all. You know, verse 56, it says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes should be evil toward the husband of her bosom. You see that? Her eyes should be evil toward the husband of her bosom. Right? She don't respect you. She hates you. All right. You know, you just to be used for your resources. All right. For your genetics. You know, that's why these bitches, they love to use the child support system. All right. The divorce rate in America is like over 80%. Right. Because it's basically a come up for a lot of these women to divorce their husband, you know, ruin him. All right. Take everything he's built and claim it for her own. All right, you see that a lot, especially in the so-called, celebrity world, athletes. Okay, all right, these musicians, movie stars. Hey, these Jake men have been going out horribly over the years, man. But that's how Esau set the system up, man. Scriptures talk about that in Jeremiah 31 and 22, how the Most High created a new thing in the earth, that a woman shall compass a man. Right, so technically she has the power as of right now. Right? But it says her eyes should be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son and toward her daughter. And we've been seeing a lot of news clips, of women, killing their babies. All right. Committing suicide with the kids and shit like that. There's been a lot of cases of these women just taking their kids out, right? Because they don't want to be moms, right? The abortion rate, and she leads the league in abortions, bro. Right? The statistics prove it, right? But this is all tied back to what the curses that we're reading here, man. Right? Let's go back.
So now, because it makes sense to me, these women did too much. They let us know who they with. They with our enemy. Most of them. See, that's the thing. It ain't even like it's a little. A lot of y'all think this is a small group on TikTok. So no, this most of y'all. Most of the sisters, they might not go to that extreme, but they connected to them. They still want to have a connection with bitches that'll go to that extreme.
Exactly. They all share that mind, that thought process, man. All right. They hate the Jake man.
And they don't take it serious because it ain't they life being talked about. But on this side, we seeing the real damage. So when I think about that, yeah, it would be some sisters that hate us and that, they divest us. They calling up the KK. They got them on speed dial. It will be some sisters doing that shit. Thinking this is their prime time to do it. They prime, the time is now type shit. Because if you look at where they got power at, when they can do it, they exercise it. They unaliving millions of children. Last 50 years, over 23 million children have been unalive, and they calling it women's reproductive rights. They calling the hatred of men feminism. See, all they do is change the name of it, and now they okay doing it. So when I think about it, yeah, brothers, that ain't far-fetched. That ain't far. That is a thought now. Like, damn, they right. It is some of these girls that if that was happened, a lot of y'all ass would be eliminated for shit y'all said on social media.
Woo, see? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hey, when it go down, these men are going to remember all that shit you was talking. They got the videos saved. They got the videos downloaded, man. All these talking points, these podcasts, all right, these dusty ass bitches talking shit. They gonna eat all those words, man. All right. And I saw a comment on social media. Some Jake said, thank God for social media where these women can actually vent and be them true selves. And I agree, man. Social media was a good thing for these women, so you could really see how they think and how they feel, man. Great job. This is Ecclesiastes 7:25. Right? Because all those words are going to go accounted for. Right? So this is Ecclesiastes 7 in verse 25. Is it verse 25? Yep. So this is Ecclesiastes 7:25, and it reads, it says, I apply my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom in the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. Verse 26, it says, and I find more bitter than death the woman, right? And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, all right? Her mind is nothing but snares, traps, okay? Her mind is to always try to one up and get over on you, man. That's how she is. The majority, at least, right? Whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands are as bands. Whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner should be taken by her, right? All right, these are the words of King Solomon, man. All right, this is wisdom here. All right, verse 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. Verse 28, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Showing you that, hey, man, a so-called righteous woman is far in between, man. All right, just to show you the wickedness when it comes to these women. And we talking about all the tribes, man. It ain't just the so-called black woman, man. Even though she's the fucking ringleader, right? But this goes for all the tribes. They all getting ready to see it. All right, as we read in Micah 7:10, she that is my enemy shall see it. She gonna see her destruction, right?
They unaliving millions of children. Last years, over 23 million children have been unalived, and they calling it women's reproductive rights. They calling the hatred of men feminism. See, all they do is change the name of it, and now they okay doing it. So when I think about it, yeah, brothers, that ain't far-fetched. That ain't far. That is a thought now. Like, damn, they right. It is some of these girls that if that was happened, a lot of y'all ass to be eliminated for shit y'all see it on social media. Woo. So now I'm thinking, for the women I love, the sisters that I love, how can we make a protocol? You know, how can we make some type of protocol to where we can identify the pick-me's from the skip-me's? See, I'm not thinking of a way to save the hyenas. That's valid shit what they said. If it was a civil war, they asked to be about it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying I'd do it, but I wouldn't try to stop it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. How they always say they always talk about the so-called black woman is the least protected, or whatever the fuck they say, right? They're gonna find out in that time. Right? Ain't gonna be nobody running to your rescue in that day. Right?
A way to save the hyenas. That's valid shit what they said. If it was a civil war, they asked to be about it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying I'd do it, but I wouldn't try to stop it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, we need to come up with a protocol for the pick-me's, so we can identify them. So at least we can, if some situation happen, at least we can save them, type shit. Yeah, and I know this shit sound crazy. Somebody else probably gonna stitch this and make another video. I don't give a fuck. I want y'all to make videos about it because it's a conversation that need to be had. Y'all think this some petty rage bait con? This shit ain't petty. This like this before the gender war. I mean, before we can get past to any issues, this gender war shit gotta get solved. This patriarchy versus matriarchy shit gonna have to get solved. Cause we not accepting no feminism. We not accepting no rainbow shit. We not accepting your partnership. We're not accepting the promiscuity. Like, we not, none of that shit. We're never gonna accept. We don't care how many names y'all call us. So the best thing y'all could do is probably just separate and shut the fuck up. Stop talking about us. Let the hate die down on both sides, if that's what y'all want to do, because y'all ain't built for this shit. And the people you think gonna save you is not gonna save you. Like, I know the illusion they put off, but motherfuckers don't want no problems with us. They don't want no problems with black men, because we can go to a level can't nobody else go to.
Woo, and that's a spirit. Hey, he talking spiritual. All right. Hey, the Lord gonna rise the lion back up in Jake, man. That lion spirit is about to, man. Who should rouse him up? Matter of fact, let me get that, man. You know, that's what I'm talking about, man. All right. This shit is no longer going to be tolerated soon to come. Right. If you haven't noticed, we at the end of fucking America, man. This shit is over, man. All this stuff that's coming out, the breakdown of society, everything that we go into daily in prophecy, it's over, man. All right. So, like I said before, you women ain't going to have no choice but to get in line. Right. What was it? Genesis 49. There's another one in Micah. Where is that? Somebody can post it. All right. I think it's like Micah, the 5th chapter. But this is Genesis 49. Let me just make a point real quick. Genesis 49 and verse 8. And it reads, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Didn't we not just read Micah 7 and 10? That she that is my enemy shall see it. Well, the Lord said Judah's hand is going to be in the neck of his enemies. That includes You rebellious 2/3 women. Okay. Hey, Judah gonna get hey hey, he gonna get his hands on your neck, man. Thus saith the Lord. Right? You can catch your attitude all you want to watching this video because it's going down. You're gonna be the one that go get hands on your neck, man. The ones that disagree, that's sucking your teeth and rolling your goddamn eyes. Hands gonna be on your neck. Right? Thy hand should be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Verse 9. It says, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, right? Because going back to the fact of how Judah lost that edge. You know, Judah lost that fire, man, that fight that he once had, man. All right, before he got assimilated into society. All right, before he got what's the word I'm looking for? Before he got castrated. Right, spiritually castrated, right? It says he stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? See that? So, like Jake was saying, all right, yeah, you can talk all this shit you want to, but these people really don't really want to deal with Judah. They don't really want to deal with the awakening of the Israelite man. All right, back to his primal state, and that's what's gonna happen in that time, man. You know, so what he's saying is the spirit. You know, let's go back. Right? Yeah, the water. I appreciate that, brother. I was thinking about that precept, the water. Right? There you go. Yawasop, Hopeful Elect 777. Right? Micah 5:8. It says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people as a lion among the beasts of the forest. Whoo, man. As a young lion among the flocks of sheep. It says, who if he go through both treadeth down and teareth in pieces and none could deliver. Man, you got to understand, when the Lord put the spirit back on the Israelite man as he's doing right now, it's over. It's over. Right? The water. Beautiful. Let's go back, man. This shit get you hyped, man, because it's like when you hear this type of shit, man, it gets under your skin. You know, it's like you pray to the Lord. It's like, how long, oh Lord? You know, enough is enough. All right, because hey, the nigga woman, she's out of control, bro. All right, she's just on a fucking rampage. If she got to be stopped, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I said the humbling season is here. Right? Let's finish it out. You know.
Just separate and shut the fuck up. Stop talking about us. Let the hate die down on both sides. If that's what y'all want to do. Because y'all ain't built for this shit. And the people you think gonna save you is not gonna save you. Like, I know that the illusion they put off, but motherfuckers don't want no problems with us. They don't want no problems with black men. Because we can go to a level can't nobody else go to.
Let's go.
We the original man. Everybody else is a mutation of us. So whatever the fuck they think they can do, we the original. You don't get better than the real thing. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with some type of protocol. How can we identify the pygmies? So, you know, just for regular everyday life, so we can identify them. And in case of emergency situations, we need to be able to know who's who. And we need to come up with, we need to be able to identify the betas from the dominant men. The recessive black men from the dominant black men. We need the identification, you know, something. But yeah, that's the thought.
Man, that shit hype you up, man. I don't care what you say. Shit got me hyped. Fuck that. She gonna see it, man. You know, let me get something real quick. You know, we in them times, man. Hey, we in the time of fucking war, man. All right? Both Jake man and the Jake woman, you better get your fucking mind right, man. This shit's going down. All right? Let me get this real fast. You know, because I was just thinking about what he was saying. Because in that time, man, scriptures talk about that in Isaiah 13, how a righteous man is going to be more precious than fine gold, than the wedge of Ophir, right? So in that day, like he was talking about, we need to be able to figure out who's who and all of that. But see, the spirit of the Lord is going to be so heavy, all right, on the Lord's men. Discernment is going to be is going to be from the heavens, man. All right. So the elect men in that time, they're going to have that discernment to identify, who's who. I'm just speaking in the spirit, but the Lord, the Lord's going, he going to sort it out. He going to figure it out, because you're going to have bitches trying to act like, oh, they was always down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I believe. Nah, the Lord, he going to sort it out. The spirit might have it where you're not even going to be able to be around a righteous man in that time if you ain't right. You're not even going to be in his presence. Just Isaiah 32 in verse 2, it says, a man is in hiding place from the wind. All right. The wind represents the destruction, the chaos that's going to happen. And that man is a righteous man, a man of the elect. And a man should be as in hiding place from the wind, in a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So that righteous man is going to be the protection for that righteous woman. All right. Those who the Lord deems, righteous, those that the Lord deems to have a covering in that time, man. All right. The true sisters that are really, right in the spirit, man, that are sincere, that are part of the elect. All right. Those are the women that are going to have that covering and that protection, man. But everybody else, the hell with them. Right? It's all going to be seen in that time, man. All right. Let's go into this as well, just to add on. All right. Because, hey, we all see it. We all feel it. We all understand that this shit is coming. It's at the doorstep. And we're preparing ourselves, man. But you women, you ain't got a fight. You ain't got a fucking fighting chance, man. The ones that ain't right. All right. So anyway, let's get into this. I saw this one too a couple weeks ago as well. Had this pulled up in the tabs. All right. This guy, Beast Mode, Smooth Reacts. All right. I know a couple brothers that went into this as well. Title here says, women admits men were right about walking away. Keep ignoring them. All right. Let's just listen to a little bit,
You act like, oh, because I have my genitalia, since I have this private part, I'm the prize. No, the prize is who's ever in demand, and women are not in demand anymore.
All right, guys, got to talk about this fascinating story from this content creator. Her name is Brianna. Definitely leave a link in the description. You guys go ahead and support her channel. She's going to be cautioning men in 2026 to avoid these modern women. Right? It doesn't make sense to be dating out here as a man if you want to protect your peace here. Because these modern women nowadays, there's something else. She's going to be breaking it down. Not going to be doing.
All right, give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to let the computer catch up a little bit. All right, bear with me 1 second. I gotta add the brother on here real fast. Give me like 2 minutes. Let me see if I can do it because my computer moving super slow. Hold on, we're gonna come back. Give me 1 second. All right, we almost there. I gotta get the brother into the video, add him in there. So bear with me 1 moment. Come on now. Yeah, because we are closer than ever, man. All right. And you got to keep that in the forefront of your mind. All right. As the Jake was talking about in the video we just watched. All right. I'm about to add Priest in there real fast. Come on, man. This computer is tripping. All right. We almost there. We're going to get back to it. Hold on. Bear with me. Man, why is this doing that? All right. Let's see. There we go. All right, let me shoot the email out real quick, and then we'll be good to go. All right, about one more minute, we should be good. Excuse me. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, Shalaki, we coming back now. Hey, Priest, if you can hear me, it's already sent out, so you can hop on. All right. So anyway, we'll get right to it, Shalakia. Had to add the brother in there real quick. So let's get back to it. All right, here we go.
You act like, oh, because I have my genitalia, since I have this private part, I'm the prize. No, the prize is who's ever in demand, and women are not in demand anymore.
All right, guys, got to talk about this fascinating story from this content creator. Her name is Brianna. Definitely leave a link in the description. You guys go ahead and support her channel. Yeah, she's going to be cautioning men in 2026 to avoid these modern women, right? It doesn't make sense to be dating out here as a man if you want to protect your peace here, because these modern women nowadays, yeah, there's something else. She's going to be breaking it down. Not going to be doing too much talking in this video. I'm going to let her cook here. Let's take a look.
I have a very important question that we should all ask ourselves. That question is, why should a man want a woman in 2026? Why should a man that is single, that is already living his life, possibly disrupt his life by taking on a woman? The reason I ask this question is because I think that a lot of us women have a very outdated mindset. Women are not what they used to be. The image of a woman has been tainted by ourselves. We have totally destroyed our image. Anything positive that used to come to mind when you thought of a woman, we have dismantled. And we don't piece together the fact that dismantling our image comes with consequences. So again, I ask you to ask yourself, why should a man want a woman in 2026? We get on the
Yeah. Have you seen how these women are conducting themselves these days, man, on the internet? The shit they saying. All right, today's woman, the modern woman today is absolutely fucking horrible, man. Right? And say that I'm wrong. You know? Priest, what's going on, brother? Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kogadas Bakatham.
Shalom. Brother. Hey, go ahead and go in, brother.
Khan, nah, just adding to the lesson, man. Hey, it's humbling season for these women out here, because as the woman you got on the screen, goes in, she pretty much makes it, clear to the men that have the understanding, like you're getting no benefit from dealing with the modern woman of today. Right. All these women pretty much look at men as, a bank, a sex toy, whatever that they can get to use a man for, instead of actually being here to serve a man like how she's supposed to. So we're at a point in time to where the Spirit of the Lord is putting everything in its proper perspective. This is why men are tired of women. The video you was playing earlier, all right, was Micah 7:10 beginning to the fall in place, because Micah 7:10 beginning to fall in place, because men, all right, when all order and society is broken down, they're gonna get their get back, and it's all the Spirit of the Lord that they can put on them.
That's right. That's right. I want to bring up the two precepts you put on the comment board too. All right. Fine. The first one is Sirach 26:14. It says, "A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed." You can speak out.
Yeah, because this is the correct mindset of what the scriptures call the elect lady. All right, the elect sisters that's out here, that's actually trying to abide, all right, in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the mindset that you're supposed to be in, and if a brother has that, like I said, that's a gift from the Lord, because like you made a point about earlier about how a lot of these wicked women, they're not even going to be able to be in the presence of a righteous man, because the judgment of what you're about to face, all right, you're not going to have a covering to protect you from what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to bring to you. So if a woman that is slated to be delivered, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lead her to that man that she's destined to be with. I was listening to a lesson the Elder Kazak from Mississippi did, and he was talking about how access to us isn't going to be, like it is now.
Right.
Lord's going to hide his elect, and so the ones that's able to be with us, the Spirit ordained that. The rib that we have, that's Lord willing going endure with us to the end. The Spirit led them to be with us, and so the same thing is going to happen to the elect ladies that are destined to be delivered. If we don't have a man currently at this moment, you're going to get sent to a man, but it's not going to be by no happenstance. It's going to be the Spirit that orchestrated all that.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great point. That's a great point, man. You ain't gonna be picking niggas off of dating apps and shit.
Because even with that, it's the brother Nahalia from the Orlando camp put me on this, because remember we had about a year or two ago that woman that did the video talking about she's in her soft girl era.
Yeah.
Just like a ruse that these women were using, because they know that men are looking for a feminine woman. So these women are able to play the part, but inwardly they're still demons. So that's going to be weeded out in that day, because you have something called survival dating, to where if you look up that definition, I pulled up real quick. That's another tactic that these women are going to be using in these last days, man, because as they know the society is getting bad out here. So women are natural, I don't want to say survivors, but they're wired to try to survive at all means. So they know what to do to pretty much fool somebody into making sure that they're good.
That's
so
right.
When you look up this word survival dating, it says, give it a minute to pull up.
I got something here too.
You go ahead. I'm still trying to pull this up.
Yeah, I got something from the AI. It says survival dating refers to being in a relationship with someone operating in survival mode.
Yep.
In a state of chronic stress, hypervigilance, and emotional and physical or financial exhaustion.
And that's the time that we're leading into. This is why, Isaiah 4:1, we always make the reference. It ain't gonna be like no fucking porno, no orgy. This is the Lord, bringing families together for the point of, election, salvation. So these relationships that are going to be, had in these last times, it's not going to be a one-sided thing. All right. These women that get with us, all right, they're going to be with us for the sake of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, saving that woman, not because she's trying to survive, because that's what you're going to see a lot of these wicked women trying to do, is get with a man, all right, for the sole purpose of surviving.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only way she's gonna make it.
Exactly.
Let me read this one too, and we'll go back. The other one you posted as well. Sirach 26 and 23. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that fear of the Lord.
Right. So a wicked woman is given in portion to a wicked man. So a man that has a demon on him, that's a judgment the Lord has, put upon you. And only through the Lord is, at the scriptures say, is you'll be able to get out of that situation. But these women are vehicles for Satan too.
That's right.
So you got to know how to be able to discern that. Like Brother Cornwall said, a lot of homosexuals out here, man. These women, all right, a lot of these women look at men as just things that they need to use them. That's why the scriptures say in Esdras, I believe it's First Esdras, where it says a lot of men have run out of their wits for women and became servants for their sake.
That's right.
They became subservient unto women, because a lot of these men weren't given the tutelage on how to actually discern a good woman, quote unquote.
Let's go back. Great points.
Internet, and we have a very outdated mindset. Women are not what they used to be. The image of a woman has been tainted by ourselves. We
Yep.
have totally destroyed our image. Anything positive that used to come to mind when you thought of a woman, we have dismantled.
Yeah, and real quick, not to rant, but there's no shame of being a whore anymore.
Nope.
This is why women now, you got women that have been married to their husbands for years. Now, since there's no shame in being a whore, they just divorcing their husband. They want to go back to the streets now. You
Right.
know? It's really that's all they really wanted to do anyway. You know?
Right. Right. And then to add to your point, you got with the damage the social media has done.
Yep.
You got women that, you know, are in marriages still, but then they're posting, you know, posts on social media like totally disrespecting their marriage. Here it is. You got these married women, you know, posting videos of how their body look, you know, they, you know, doing things that bring disgrace to their husband, but then in the same breath sit there and say that they're married, you know, so they're not feeling the role of what a woman is supposed to be, because like she said, that image is long gone, because it's just give an example of that. This is Tobit 8:6. It says, "Thou madest Adam and gaveth him Eve his wife for an helper and stay." These women are not that anymore. They're not a helper. They bring stress. They bring, you know, death to the man, because, you know, they always had that stupid ass saying in the world, you know, a happy wife, happy life. So that means if your wife is unhappy, then that means you're getting complete hell from that woman. That's not being a helper or a stay.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
They've forgotten exactly what a woman's supposed to be. When you literally look up the word woman, the word woman, it means servant.
That's right.
And they don't even know how to serve a man anymore, man. They can't cook, they can't, you know, clean. They don't even know how to have sex right. All they do is just leech off of a man, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's totally forgotten her role. I want to just play this real quick because you was talking, and it reminded me of this video that came out like years ago about how like majority of the women have a backup plan, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just showing you the state of these hoes, man. Right? Yeah, right here. Why married women have a back burner relationship, right? Real quick.
The day is shaping up to be pretty decent, Brooks says, weather-wise. He'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes. Right now, though, if you were in a relationship, should you really have a backup plan? There is new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship. Physician and national mindful living expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq is here to talk more about that. Dr. Romy, seriously?
Good morning, Tom. I know. And I
Come on, this sounds positively guy,
doesn't it? And I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily
Wait a
married.
sec.
They're married.
Happily married women are doing this?
Have a backup plan. And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner.
So a specific person they've identified.
Person that they've identified. And in most cases, it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Get out of town.
Unfortunately, yes. And the problem is social media has just made it too easy to have such a type of behavior.
Right. So I know you're here to say, though,
yes,
watch out, because this is anything but.
Now, this is 11 years ago. How much more now? All right. These bitches got championship rosters, man. All right. They got a nigga that'll do anything. They got a nigga for each day. All right. Scriptures talk about in Sirach, wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, man. All right. Matter of fact, I hold Proverbs 30 and 20, and then we'll go back to these two videos. If you can pull that for me real quick. Proverbs 30 and 20, man. Right? Hey, social media has destroyed marriages, relationships. All right. They got access to men all over the planet. All right. And niggas is constantly in their DMs. Right. So what do they really need to have a relationship for? What do they really need a man for? That's why they say, well, I don't need a man. This is why.
You know, because social media is pretty much an optical illusion for these women to think that, you know, the grass is greener on the other side. But It's really not. You know, you
Right.
have all these different cases of these women that, you know, left their husbands to try to, you know, either get with, you know, somebody that they thought they wanted to be with, and then the nigga ended up dubbing them, or they just destroyed their life altogether. Why? She was, you know, had children with the man. Now, you know, the children don't fuck with the mother. They saw that she was a demon, so she completely destroyed her life off of what she thought was a better option than the man that she was with, because
Yeah.
women are by nature hypergamous, so their nature is to pretty much, you know, always be looking for the next best thing. But social media, it fooled them, because you're only supposed to know one man according to the scriptures.
That's
All
right.
right. Only way you were able to go deal with another man is if your husband died. So
Right.
since really going all the way back since the sexual revolution, you know, and the creation of contraceptives, you know, women were given this false notion to where you can just go, you know, lay with any man with no consequence. And now we're at a point in time to where women are rewarded for destroying relationships. Well, we're in a time of judgment, and Yahweh Shem Shah is about to start letting, you know, these demonic ass men get their get back on these demonic women. So it's going to be a free for all for the demons.
Oh yeah. Yep. You got it.
Yep. Proverbs chapter 30 verse 20. It says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness."
Yeah, going back to the first video we played in the beginning, man. All right. She said nobody can hold the black woman accountable for shit. And that's the way, and that's how her mindset has been structured. All right. She wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. She will never take accountability. All right. That's just how she is. All right. And the majority of these women are clearly wicked, as you see here, man. They all got backups. They got plan ABCs. All right. They got rosters. They got niggas that do anything. They, you know, that's how it is. You know, let's finish it out.
Con.
What you got?
Talking about verse 21.
What'd you say, Ak?
You say keep going in Proverbs?
No, that was it.
Okay,
That was it. Yep. It's locking my computer lagging a little bit. Here we go.
Good.
It is. I agree. You know, mindset matters in relationships, Tom. And I tour the country teaching psychologists mindful living and how to apply it to relationships.
Oh, matter of fact, could you pause it? That just made me think of a point.
Yep.
Because what she just said, you know, that mindset, a lot of these women go into these relationships with the thinking pattern of this shit is not gonna last anyway, because it's the man has, you know, she already has it in her mind the man's gonna do something, all right, against her to make her want to leave him. So this is why they have this whole thing, well, having a backup plan. And I don't know if they said it in this yet, but majority of the time the backup plan is somebody that you already know, you know, a friend or a coworker or somebody she told you not to worry about, but they've already been entertaining the fact, because if a woman shouldn't have no man friends anyways, that's off, because that invites, you know, temptation to creep in there in the first place. But any man that's in the friend zone is somebody that she's entertaining in the vague possibility of this current relationship not working. We all done been there and done that shit, you know, in the world. So we know how this shit go.
Exactly. And it's even worse now.
Right.
If you have a back burner, it's telling us we don't know how to communicate well in a relationship, or when the going gets tough, instead of maybe learning important skills from a professional on how to cope with all the ups and downs that always happen in a marriage, we're saying it's okay to run away.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is that shows just a total lack of commitment.
I agree. Well, I don't know if it's a lack of commitment, or is it that people haven't learned the appropriate coping skills? You know, it's a direct projection of how we feel about ourselves. If we're not comfortable in a relationship and wanting to run away, we have to be comfortable with a relationship first with ourselves. And if there's a problem in the marriage, there's no shame in getting help from a licensed professional.
That's bullshit. That's why women don't need to be even speaking, because that was a semantics to even get around accountability. Because what the man, he had just said, you know, it's the mindset going back, because you shouldn't have outside presence dictating what goes on in your house. The scriptures talk about, you know, meddle not in other men's affairs. Right. So that's another reason why this adultery is running rampant like that, because women are seeking outside advice All right, the man that's the head of your relationship, that's the one that ultimately makes the decisions or not. You know, you don't have to have another man second guess what your head is saying or what he wants. That's his house. You're a part of his house, therefore you're his property. Like it says, a man, you know, when he get up a woman, he get up for possession. So that's even off to even let that even be said.
That's it. That's it. But you see, with the root of the problem of all of this shit is that the way the dynamic of relationships and everything is all out of order. All right. Yeah. This is why Yahweh Shah has to come back and restore order on the planet Earth, man. Because everything's out of fucking whack. Right. And I just want to make that point real fast. Habakkuk 1:4. It says, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doeth never go forth. Right? Righteous judgment is not exercised in this society.
Nope.
And judgment doeth never go forth, for the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. This is why, again, relationships are out of whack, marriages are through. All right, you got dysfunctional homes, single parent homes, right? You got these women raising these kids on their own. The sons grow up all emotional and fucked up. The women grow up, the little girls grow up to be sluts and whores and bugged out of their minds through this feminism and this sexual liberation bullshit. You see what I'm saying? It's all out of order. This is why the Lord has to come back and get rid of this society, man, and put things back in proper perspective. You know?
Yeah. Because it's starting what you said. The relationship, the relationship it's the marriage. It's not. We weren't moving like how we move today. Today, when you go into the history of dating, what today's dating scene is nothing more than prostitution.
Right.
You know, and these women have been coached on how to be, you know, the best prostitute. That's why we're at a point in time to where some of these women will require you to pay them just to get their phone number or social media. So this shows you that they have been completely, you know, brainwashed into being prostitutes. This is why there is no real woman left, unless we're talking about the elect women, you know, that the Lord has preserved for the men. Because there's no point in you going out there trying to, you know, get at these women now, because they're gone mentally. You can't do nothing with these women except smash them.
Yeah.
And even that, you got to be afraid, because shit, the majority of these women got the juice. So who knows if they got that HIV in them, plus everything else that come with it, man. So it's not worth it at this point.
There you go. See, there was no such thing as dating in the ancient world. You had arranged marriages, man.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? And look what happens since the world has gotten away from the righteous ways of the Lord. Look, everything's in turmoil. All right. Going back to the fucking serpent. Let's finish this out and we'll go back to the original video.
I had a quick one for you.
Yep.
This is Sirach chapter 25 and verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
Ooh, man. Through her we all die. You got it, brother.
Yep. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to get a bride in, because this, you know, this society has allowed women to pretty much have the free reign that they do. We see all the chaos and turmoil that has came from it. So this is why, you know, the laws that were set back, you know, in our custom, all right, women were they were subjugated under the man. All right. You could say ultimately that was in captivity under the man, because that's what needed for them to stay in order. You know, that's why, you know, like the women over here in the West, they'll talk shit about the women. It's like the women over in the East, they'll talk shit about them, like, you know, just dealing with the Muslim women, and they'll say that they're in bondage because they're subjugated under the man. But then you have them that talk about the women over here in the West and mock them and be like, yo, we feel sorry for y'all because y'all say that we're oppressed, but we're happy. Here it is, the women over here in the West have freedom, but they're not happy. Hey, since I think they said the beginning of social media, mental illness and medications have, you know, increased incredibly in women. Because they're out of whack, man. They need to be, you know, put under subjection. Otherwise, as we see, death is all throughout the world, thanks to the woman having the liberty that she has, man.
Yeah. The modern Western woman has more bodies than a fucking graveyard, man. And this is why her mental stability is out of whack. She can't pair a bond. All right. She'll get in a relationship for a few months, get bored with the nigga and go find somebody else. She'll go monkey branch to the next man because she can't stick with one man. Right? She's been whored out. You know,
like I saw a video the other week where this dude was asking these people. It was like, you know what? what do you think the leading cause of death in Gen Z is? Because I think he said 2/3 of Gen Z has already either 1/3 or 2/3 of Gen Z has already been killed. And so he said, what do you think the leading cause of death was? And he said abortion.
Yep.
So Gen Z is cooked before they even get on the earth, man. So it shows you that we're in a place of no return. This is why we need Yahweh Shah to come back and fix things.
Yeah, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Here we go.
Right now, if there's somebody out there who's watching right now and says, you know what, that's me. I want to change this.
Yes.
What steps should they start taking?
Step 1, delete that backup burner plan from your cell phone, Twitter account, Facebook, however you're in.
She's not doing that. She's not doing that. Hell no. She ain't doing that. You know?
That's her life.
That's
Social media is her life, man. And Slocky, it was 1/3 of Gen Z has already passed away.
God.
Plan from your cell phone, Twitter account, Facebook, however you're in connection with them. You know, take the temptation out. 2, find a licensed mental health therapist who specializes in couples therapy. We discuss it at nationalmarriageseminars.com. You can find free advice there and training for professionals on how to cope with such issues.
And honestly, it may not be physical cheating.
Right.
But if this isn't psychological cheating and emotional cheating, it sure is darn close.
You know, Tom, you bring up such a great point. And what happens when we're emotionally or psychologically cheating, it's one wrong thing happens in the marriage or a hard time, and it could easily turn into a separation and a divorce.
Absolutely.
And we want to save couples and marriages, right?
And it also, if one wrong thing happens, it goes from maybe social media contact to, hey, let's meet somewhere.
You know,
like
absolutely. I agree. And you know what it is? The grass is always greener on the other side. You're just seeing that person's life on Facebook. You don't know what that backup burner plan is really going. Instead, take the time to heal the relationship with yourself and heal the relationship with your spouse.
Don't look at that grass that's always greener. Cultivate the lawn you have.
Amen.
Right?
Oh, that is beautiful, Tom. I
Dr.
love
Romy,
that. Yes.
Always great to see you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Tom.
The day is shaping up to be pretty decent.
Let's go back, man. You know, hey, this is the society that we live in. This is why this shit is over with, man. All right, the modern woman is finished. All right, and the great humbling is here, man. Humbling season is here. Let's go back to the original video, right? It's all the spirit, you know. Here we go.
Destroyed our image. Anything positive that used to come to mind when you thought of a woman, we have dismantled. And we don't piece together the fact that dismantling our image comes with consequences. So again, I ask you to ask yourself, why should a man want a woman in 2026? We get on the internet and we sit up and we bash men all day long. All day long, all we do is talk crap about what a man isn't doing and what a man is doing that we don't like, how we don't want to live with the man, how men are acting like females, how men aren't doing enough, men aren't giving enough, what they do isn't good enough, how they behave isn't good enough, they don't look good enough, they don't have enough money. We are just going on and on and on, talking crap about men all day long. That's point one. Point two, we have totally taken the mystery away out of being a woman. Back in the day, women didn't discuss certain things. Certain things were kept between the girls. Now we've gotten online acting like the men don't process and see the same internet we do. We traded.
Hey, that's what I said earlier, man. Men are gonna remember all of this shit that she was talking on the internet, man. All right, it's not gonna pan out good at all for our ass when it all goes down, you know.
In a quick buck for our secrecy, for our mystery. You can get online and you can see how women do their hair. You can see how women do their makeup. You can see how women get cheap clothes off of Shein or wherever they get them from. We We got our hygiene tips on there. We've got dating tips. We talk about what we do and don't do on the first date. We talk about all these things, just sharing every single thing about ourselves.
Big facts. And I've said this before, where modern women are using TikTok and social media as a digital diary, right? They're literally spilling the beans when it comes to their ideologies and how they really think behind the scenes. And that's why I've even said before, use these videos for research purposes, right? Extract the resource and the information up out of these videos. Because
right, exactly. And see, and when you hear these dumbass bitches online talking crazy, it just makes the point. Let me get the scripture in Job, right? Job 39. All right, Job 39 and 17. Let's pull that up real quick. All right, bear with me. Computer lagging a little bit. Hold on. All right, so this is Job 39. And it reads, it says, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. So you see that daily on the internet, man. All right, these women brag about how they're the most educated and how they got all these fucking degrees and how they're just so smart. But when they get on the internet, they talk nothing but fucking folly, man. Nothing but foolishness comes out of their mouth, man. All right, showing you that the spirit ain't supping with these women, man. Especially this modern American woman today, man. So everything that they're both saying is on point, right? The internet pretty much exposed the Western woman. You know, you got if you want to add anything real quick.
Yeah, like you said, it took all the mystery out. So you pretty much know what you're getting when you deal with these women. Of course, there's exceptions to the rule and everything, but in the majority, that's what we see. This is why the warning from our apostles that went out, don't deal with the nigger woman, because 90% of the nigger women, all right, they're demons. Right. And this is the main one. But we see, the Latin women, the native tribe women, and really all the women in general, all right, are pretty much adopted this whole mindset now. So that's why, like Proverbs 31 tells us, give not thy strength to women. All right, nor her ways that destroy kings, man. If you don't know how to think with the big head, not the little head, man, these women will be used to destroy you, man.
That's right, man. That's on point, man. You got to be wary of Ku Klux Keisha.
Because they're literally telling on themselves, right? They're literally telling you that they're going to use men for money. They're literally telling you how poorly they view men and how they're going to play these games to get what they want, rinse and repeat.
You can see how women do their makeup. You can see how women get cheap clothes off of Shein or wherever they get them from. We got our hygiene tips on there. We've got dating tips. We talk about what we do and don't do on the first date. We talk about all these things, just sharing every single thing about ourselves. We tell stories about our stupidity and dumb things we do. We talk about how we have no standards, and you may not think that that's what you're talking about. But when you're telling these stories about dumb stuff that you did or certain stories about situations that you've been in, what you're saying is, I don't have standards. And most women don't have standards anyways, but that's a whole separate video coming very soon. So we get on the internet, we crap on our men, we share all of our secrets about ourselves to where they're no longer secrets anymore. What would make a man want us? Then to top it off,
you can pause it real quick, Baba Kashan, because
all of that
a major thing that sticks out, what we could apply from this is that, who is this mainly speaking about? There's really one major, group that she's talking about, and one of the keys that we can zone in on that is, who is the only nation of people's women that downgrade their men that we hear? It's the so-called black woman. That's right. Like the Elder Hawaii, had that clip that went viral. You're the only one, the nigga woman, the only one that tell you we don't need a man. You don't hear that from the Chinese man. You don't hear that from the white man. You don't hear that from the African man. No other race. It's just Eve. And so that was ultimately, you know, your what's the word? You been put in the trick bag by the Lord, because this whole thing of you don't need a man, you don't realize that that man is going to be your covering from the destruction. So the Lord is having you do that to seal your destruction.
Yeah, every other word, right? You saying you don't need a man, you saying that you don't need a covering, man. Because what's the order? All right, the Heavenly Father and the Son and the man and then the woman. All right.
Yep.
You say you don't need your man, hey, you basically dismissed your covering. All right.
Yep.
So we're gonna see how all of that shit pans out for him in that time.
That's right.
There's all this free corn everywhere. And even if you're a man where you want the real thing, there's women on here sharing basically that they'll do anything for some dinner. There's women out here that are sleeping with men for dinner. There's one of us sleeping for men for just the smallest thing. So we're giving out all the tips, all the secrets, telling all the things about ourselves. So there's no secrecy anymore. There's no anything anymore. What is the selling point for us? What do we bring? And you get mad when someone says, what do you bring to the table? Because we're asking men to bring so much. We want men to do it all. We want men to still be the men of yesteryear while us not being the women of yesteryear. We don't want to cook. We don't want to clean. We don't want to provide and cater to a man's needs. We don't want to do anything but receive everything. And we want to talk down to our men. We want to mistreat our men, but it still expect them to be gentlemen and decency. And it's so funny to me how women are always online talking about how men are acting like females. And you're saying it in a derogatory way, which means you are self-admitting that you know that the image of a woman is a negative thing. If you're saying that men are acting like this and it's a bad thing, that means that you're behaving badly and you know it.
Yeah. And then when you call them out, as I've been noticing too, when these women get called out on their bullshit, you either sassy, you gay, you know, whatever shit they put out there, whatever deflection tactic they use, right? Yeah, you a brokey, you know, all of that bullshit, man, and it's not working, man, because a lot of that, like somebody said, a lot of that shit they be talking is projection, because a lot of you bitches are dykes, man. You know, talking about always trying to call a nigga gay, but really it's you.
Yeah,
you know.
And it's to the point to where the dykes is even getting tired of them. You know, it was many videos like that one. What's she called? The queen maker or stud maker, whatever. The bitch with the big ass fitted cap. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
She's a lesbo, and she even said, you know, after dealing with so many women, she sees that it's really they're the problem. It's not even the men.
Yeah, the men were. She said the men were right.
And you're not calling it out. You're not changing yourself. So again, in these hard economic times, in these hard political times, in these hard, difficult, challenging spiritual times, you think that it's a good idea for a man to take on a woman? These same women who are getting online expressing how ungrateful they are, taking men's children away, putting men on child support, taking half of their stuff when they get divorced, just causing chaos in their life, causing drama. On top of that, you have to compete with this corn. And I don't blame people. I don't blame anyone. You act like, oh, because I have my genitalia, since I have this private part, I'm the prize. No, the prize is who's ever in demand, and women are not in demand anymore.
Yo, she is cooking. Cooking. These over-sexualized modern women have saturated the market where you can find a 304 like it's nothing. It's raining 304s, right? I mean, that ain't saying anything. And that's why I've said the box. I mean, that's nothing, right? You got 304.
Yeah. Real quick. Yeah, because it's all spiritual. Amos, 7, right? Was it Amos 7 and I know it's the 7th chapter, right?
How's it go?
I got it. Verse 17. All right. And the scripture said that she would be for the streets. All right. This is Amos 7 and 17. Okay, let me get it. Amos chapter 7, verse 17. And it reads, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. See that? Thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth in his land. All right, you want to speak on that? Like you can.
Because hey, these women we're told to be whores, but we know that this happened over the process of time, through things like I mentioned earlier, the sexual revolution, feminism. This was always the plan. Once Esau figured out that he had to break up the household, so to liberate the woman, ultimately that was the aiding and destroying us as a nation, because you could tell you could tell a nation just by how the women conduct themselves. So this was letting us know that, look, you shouldn't be out here looking for a woman at the end of the day, man. The Lord will bring you one, whenever that time is needed. But we're at a point now to where, like it says in 1 Corinthians 7, be as though you have no one or no wife.
Yep.
Because these women are nothing more than a hindrance at this point.
Facts.
If you got to think about, the after, what they call the post-nut clarity, and how it's going to be after you get done laying with her, bro, it's not worth it at the end of the day, man.
Facts. Facts. That's it, man. The spirit is heavy, right? Let's go back.
If I could make one more point too, because
do you think?
Like we said with the Isaiah 4:1 thing, man, that's going to be, a time of testing too, because if you haven't figured out how to maneuver with women, man, that day when the Lord has that happen, that could be, destruction to certain men that they haven't figured out how to rule over that yet. Because a woman is one of the last few, that's really one of the major hurdles that you face in the truth. Like the scriptures say, wine and women have called men of understanding to fall away.
Yep.
That's one of the major tests that we still see dudes fall to this day, man, is that woman. So
facts.
All these things that we're bringing out, and that come out, hey, they're testimonies and lessons for, you brothers out there, man. So, hey, don't let you be led by lust, man. Just let the spirit deal. And, if she's right, it'll be showing. And if not, enjoy the ride and then, let that bitch go.
Yep. Hey, remember, it was just your turn. That's all it was.
That's it. We don't own any of these women. None of these women were virgins when we got with them. And even if they was, we're in Babylon. All right. She's susceptible to all the witchcraft that's being sent out here. So all you can do is just pray Yahweh Shem Yahushua keeps you, in the right state of mind, man.
That's right, bro. That's right. That's why Yahushua said that we were in an adulterous generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got brothers that that dealt with women that had other men. Yep. That's what makes us all adulterous, right? Because none of the women that we have, they weren't virgins, You see what I'm saying? So this society is just all fucked up. This is why we need righteousness.
And the light that we have at the end of the tunnel is the fact that the Lord showed us things like the Passport Bros and these different videos. Like the one that I just seen recently that I thought was dope was that dude I Show Speed. How he was over there touring Africa. He went to Ghana and they got that Shea Butter Museum. Yeah, and they treated that dude like a king in that shit, man. They was massaging him down with the shea butter, had him sitting like with the swords. It was like, you gotta do it like this to show your power. Like that's how it's supposed to be, man. Right. So we have that to look forward to. So at the end of the day, man, hey, if you don't got a woman right now, man, don't even trip on it, because the Lord gonna have plenty, waiting for us in reserve once we get in the kingdom, man. Even in Jacob's trouble, we gonna have plenty of that. So this is just what we're dealing with at the moment in time, man.
That's it, and that's the mind that you gotta have. I got Zaquan online here, Zaquan Hawad, right? Shalom, big bro. All right, he posted and this scripture came out earlier as well, but he posted it again here. Sirach 19:2. Wine and women were making men of understanding to fall away. Right, we've seen that, man. Mm-hmm. We got experience in that. We've seen that with our own eyes. Yep. Right? Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. Yeah, we've seen men taken out just trying to fucking, deal with bitches all the time, man.
Yep.
That was always in the forefront of getting some pussy, man. Just completely drunk, just by dealing with women all the goddamn time. That's all that mattered to certain individuals,
Yep.
And it got them throwing out the truth, Here's another one from the bro. He posted this too. Sirach 26 and 25. A shameless woman should be counted as a dog. All right, a bitch. Okay. A shameless woman should be counted as a dog. And these women are shameless, as we're hearing in the video. Shameless woman should be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. And that's what it is. And the Lord is going to make that separation. All right, continue to make that separation into the time of that destruction. And those women that are considered righteous in the eyes of the Lord, they're going to be sent to a men of the elect.
That's it.
Bottom line.
It. If I could get this in an NLT just to back up what you said, because the scriptures do call these women bitches. All right, this is in the GNT, that's Sirach 26 and 25. I think you had up there.
Oh, Salaki, yes. 26 and 25. That's right.
Yeah. So this is in the GNT. It says a self-willed woman is a bitch, but a woman with the sense of decency honors the Lord. And so, like I said, this is how you're going to be able to tell, all right, a righteous woman in that time, which, we use that word righteous loosely, but a woman that's trying in the spirit of the Lord, man, because she's going to be honoring the Lord. All right, you're not going to see her dressing like the modern woman, all right, exposing her body and shit like that. All right, her mindset is going to be different. All right, and the Lord is going to have that woman led to a man of the Lord, man.
Yep.
He's not going to allow you to be out here coverless, because only way these women going to make it is with a man. So it's going to come a point in time to where you will find the man of the Lord, but you just got to be patient if you don't have one already.
That's it.
So brother was telling y'all, hey, shoot y'all shot, man.
That's it. Hey, bro said the end is come 9907. Those righteous women are being hid by the Lord right now. That's right, man.
Exactly. That's why you don't see them.
Exactly. And I believe that, man.
Hell yeah.
It's heavy. Right. But what you see on the screen here, this is a product of America, man. This is what you get out of America. This is why these women are the way they are. Right. And tell us we lying. Right. Tell us we lying. Tell us we just misogynists and we just haters. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right, you women gonna learn today, man.
Because all those different things that you just had on here, whores, lesbian, vanity, feminine, these are all forms of witches. Witchcraft comes in many faces. So, because you dealing with 9 times out of 10, a woman you dealing with is a witch in some way. She may not be practicing it with the fucking the candles and shit, but the shit, her mindset and how she moves is still of witchcraft when you get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
that's why you can't allow yourself to be ruled by a woman, because she's naturally inclined to the left hand because she wants to rule over you in some way that she can find.
Yeah, that's that queen of heaven, of heaven spirit, man. That's what dominates and rules this society. Let's go back. That's a bad photo. We gotta get that as a camp sign.
Yeah, we do.
Before is giving up the box left, right, and center. The box is easier to get more than ever before, right? I mean, hey, you got a couple dollars in your pocket. These chicks who do strange things for a little change.
Right.
Or attention. You got some clout, you got a little bit of clout, a little bit of fame, a little bit of money in your pocket. She's gone. So she's absolutely right here. She's definitely cooking. What's the selling point? If a whole bunch of guys or the public can see the goods, right? There's nothing left to the imagination. I just need to scroll on your TikTok or social media, view you half naked. Why would I work 60 plus hours a week, protect and provide, make all the sacrifices when it's just available for everybody? Right? There's no selling point, as she mentioned. There's no real incentive. There's nothing that's going to entice me to put myself in a position to possibly get married or to take on the responsibility of a modern woman, right? These modern women, unfortunately, have been coddled to when it comes to society, right? They got the sisterhood and, the delusion of society telling them that they're special and they're a queen and all this other stuff. when in reality, they're just doing what every other woman's doing nowadays in society. Right? If a woman really wanted to be special and really wanted to stand out, she would go against the grain when it comes to over-sexualizing herself. She would go against the grain when it comes to having a rotation of men, extracting and extrapolating resources up out of men, right? She would have some sort of respect for herself, self-respect, and basically say, no, I'm not going to go along with the get along. I'm going to respect myself and ultimately, be a woman of virtue, right? This is how a woman would be special in 2026 and beyond. But let's keep going.
I would not advise any man unless you just want that. I'm not surprised if you don't want a woman. Who would? Who would? What women are out here that are worth wanting when there's all these risks? It's all risk and little to no reward. And we get on the internet and we make it, we display it every single day. When you're taking on a woman, all you're doing is taking on challenges. And the main reason to still want a woman, which is to have children, half of y'all have gotten online and made it clear that y'all don't even want to be mothers anymore. Y'all don't want to have children. So what is the point? What is the point? What is the incentive? Why are we acting like we don't understand? Why are we walking around still thinking that we're the prize, thinking that someone should want us when we're not giving anything worth wanting? What are you worth that's worth wanting? What about you is worth the risk that you come with? When you're letting all these women online represent womanhood in such a nasty way every single day, and you're in the comments condoning it, instigating it, egging it on, yes girl, yes queen, waving your fingers, praising this behavior, and you're surprised when these men don't want you besides to sleep with you. And the funny thing is, a lot of them don't even care about that anymore. Why?
There you go, because there is no worth, man. All right? Hey, piss on the street got more worth than her, man. And that's just what it is, right? Because as the scripture, I saw the precept, one of the brothers posted it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Nope.
That's right, Zaquan. Straight up. It ain't worth it, man. Somebody posted it earlier. I think it was 1 Timothy 5:6. I saw it earlier. Here we go. Right? 1 Timothy 5:6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Right. And these women are just literally dead women walking. They're literally shells, man. That's all they are, man. No brains, no morals, no characters. No character, no accountability, none of that, man. So the woman's worth now today ain't shit.
Yeah, they're literally just shells, because if I could get that in the NLT, it says the widow who lives only for pleasure is spiritually dead even while she liveth. So you can't do nothing with these modern women of today, man. They have nothing outside of physical attraction, which is really witchcraft to even, give you that. But that's all that she has to offer. Because like the elder said, the juice isn't worth the squeeze because you're catching straight up hell from everything, that come with that. Once you get that nut off, you got nothing but hell that's going to follow behind that, man.
That's it.
And God forbid you get her pregnant. And so it's really over at that point.
Oh, man. Now the baby is weaponized against your ass.
Yeah. So there's no benefit, unless, like I said, she unless her mind is fixated towards Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you really can't do nothing with these women, man.
That's it, man. Straight dumpster juice.
Because it is much more easy and enjoyable to be in your own home, please yourself if that's what you're into, and roll over than have to deal with all of the problems and issues and drama that comes with women in 2026. So please ask yourself this question before you go to yourself and have a pity party. I need a man. Where's the men? Men aren't the same anymore. Ask yourself, Are you the same as a woman? Are you worth it? I strongly doubt it. We as a whole are diminishing our value every single day, and it's over. It's a wrap. There's no undoing it. This is what you all have decided. This is what we have decided as a whole. Live with it, deal with it, and ultimately deal with the consequences.
That's it.
Evolve.
Mm.
You've made it this way, so it's time to evolve. I love y'all. Talk to you soon.
All right, guys, there you have it. So shout out to her for keeping it real and standing on business, because she's basically saying, what's the point, right? High value, high productive, high capable man, a man that's protecting his peace, building himself up, trying to be the best version of yourself. For you to only deal with a quarrelsome woman, to deal with a woman that's out here thoughting and bopping. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Now, I mentioned yesterday by 2030, 45 to 50% of modern women will be single and childless. I think somebody in the comment section said it's more like 70%. Listen, the way things are going nowadays, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt if that number balloons up to 70%, the way things are happening nowadays. It's just crazy, the downfall of modern women and how they really think. And in my opinion, it comes down to the money, right? It's there's more money to be made when women are going to school, okay, racking up student debt. There's more money to be made for women to be out here in the workforce, working overtime, not being mothers, not prioritizing family, right? They start to pay taxes more, and add more into the system when it comes to being in debt and all this other stuff. It's, money to be made when it comes to divorce and marriage, right? A lot of businesses, a lot of entities are getting paid from that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's money printing business when it comes to marriage and divorce, right? And I think the higher ups, if you will, society, whatever you want to call it, they know that. They know that, right? There's no real money in women being women, right? Taking care of their families, staying at home, being mothers, right? There's no real money in that, right? So what you're seeing is a lot of these modern women taking the bait, being programmed and indoctrinated to be these boss babe, independent queens, right? I don't need a man. I'm good on my own. Men are this, men are that. I can break up a happy home at any given time because society, social media, and TikTok is going to have my back. They're going to champion my delusion and basically breaking up a happy home to say that I'm prioritizing my happiness.
Exactly. Hey, get that in. I know a brother posted it, but Aki, if you can get how the Mother Rutherford Foundations, that's Ciroc.
Oh yeah, 3 and 9.
Yeah, get that real quick, man. Because that's the spirit. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Women will prioritize their emotions and happiness over their family and being a mom and doing what's right.
Mm-hmm. This is Sirach chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation."
You got it, bro. Speak on it.
Yeah, so this is why the order, of the household was set up through the spirit. All right, Yahweh Shai, man, woman, and children. Because if you allow a woman to pretty much, run the household, all right, she runs off of emotions. So how she feels ultimately takes over everything else to where she can't, think properly. So she'll happily destroy her family or her situation based off how she feels. And then you throw in social media where you got the sisterhood telling her, you don't need a man, that pretty much, you're the prize, you can go find another man, blah, 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 blah. They'll believe that lie and then be out here and they see that shit ain't really what they thought it was. Like that come to mind was the I forget which one from Sister Sister. I think it was Tamara or Tia, whichever one.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
The husband and broke up with him, thinking that, you know, everybody wanted her, and then now it's been like 3, 4, 5 years since she did that, and she's still single and miserable. The kids don't fuck with her because they split the family up. So it shows you that she's dumb. The man was given the charge over the house because we're the ones getting the instruction from the Lord, and we're supposed to teach the woman that, so that the children grow up in that same mindset. That way they'll be good, because when a woman does that, that has a lasting effect on the children as well. The children are traumatized by the splitting up of households, and they suffer from that. That's why single mother households, all right, are one of the main causes of why Jake is fucked up. All right. That's why you have you know, incarceration like it is. All right, you have these baby mama culture and all that is being pushed because the mother rooted out the foundation of the household.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, going back to those welfare programs, you know, what did they do? Get the father out of the house. All right. She couldn't get any type of financial assistance, you know, if there was a man in the house, man. So this shit goes way, way, way back, man. You know, and it's all led to the destruction of the nuclear family. All right, the Israelite household. You see,
and men are figuring that out now. So what that woman was just going into, that's where we're at in society. That's why you had, you know, guys like Coach Greg Adams, you know, have his little thing. You know, you have the MGTOW, men going their own way, and men are figuring, well, shit, I'd rather just be by myself. You know, why would I sacrifice my life for a woman where shit I didn't build up my whole business, you know, got with a woman for 3 years, now we're divorced. Now she has all my belongings. Like, that's stupid. There's no benefit in that, man. But like it says, you know, this system was, you know, incentivized off of, you know, unhappiness, because there's no money in a happy wife, and, you know, being in subjection under her husband. So this is why they did what they did to our women.
Yep. Also, like you said earlier, the passport bros, you know, all of that is in response to, you know, how these women are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we'll finish a little bit more in there, and I got one more video if we can, and then we'll wrap it up.
I can make one more point, because you mentioned the passport bros. This is why the Lord is having us see, you know, the women of the other nations, as well as, you know, just the women of you know, our people that scattered in these different countries. They look at the value of the Israelite man for what it's supposed to be. That's why you're coveted, you know, everywhere but here. And that's why these women over here are angry that Jake is finding that out, because they want you just to accept that, you know, what they have to offer. No, it's way more, you know, out there than what we see here in America. It's just, this is our captivity. So we got to deal with this as a form to see, okay, the Lord has our woman looking like this, so we can understand that this is how we look to him. You know, it's a mirror effect.
That's right. And not to rant, but, you know, it's heavy because Jake is loved by the other nations' women, man.
Yes.
You know, when you go outside of America, they love Jake, man. And see, these Western women over here, they see that, and that shit pisses them off, you know, because they talk all this shit about how they hate the men and all that. But when you go outside of America, they're beloved, you know.
Yeah, because they understand the importance of what men do for society. This matriarch, you know, bullshit that we see over here. All right, it was, you know, catered to allow the woman to live in lavish and comfort. But once we, like the brother had posted earlier, once we see Jacob's trouble really, you know, come into effect, these women are going to fall in line, because nature, like Apostle Elder Yaswamba always says, nature is going to reset itself when the current boundaries of this current world is taken out. So all that big shit talking and walking around with your chest poked out, that I can do bad all by myself, that's going to be out the window at that point, because they're going to see what real life looks like, man.
That's right, brother. That's right. Let's finish it out. And I got one more point to make. Salakia. Got one more point, and we'll finish this out. Here we go.
Right? There's going to be a subsection of women that's basically going to coddle to her emotions and feelings and make her feel like she's doing the right thing. Right? This is the society that we're living in. These modern women are incentivized to be radical, over-sexualize themselves, not give a damn about family, and take on the feminist talking points when it comes to what's happening out here. I've even seen women throw away their whole religion to defend feminist talking points, right? This is where we're at when it comes to modern women. Now, I do want to take a look at the comment section just to see what the folks have to say. Let's take a look. First commenter says, the best thing the internet ever did for men was allow women to be honest, be themselves, record it, and upload it.
Yeah, it's a spirit. I said that earlier. That's a spirit. I said the exact thing earlier, man. The internet was the best thing created for these to see their true selves, man. Right?
Next commenter says, men have collectively said, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Next commenter says, men don't want nasty attitudes. We just want to be respected and treated with dignity. It's not rocket science. Yeah, so there you have it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, that last comment, absolutely right. I mean, it comes down to respect. Frankly speaking, a lot of men will overlook certain things if he's being respected and his woman respects what he has to say and they're on the same page, right? Yeah. I think a lot of guys will overlook certain things as long as that's still intact, right? Men have remained painfully simple. It is painfully simple to please a man in 2026 and beyond. It's not even funny, but you know, these modern women choose otherwise, right? They choose to be on social media. They choose to over-sexualize themselves. They choose to disrespect their husbands. They choose to bash men. They choose to call men sassy and gay and all the other shaming tactics if you have standards for yourself. It's just crazy what's going on out here when it comes to the single dating market. And I just find it quite fascinating when men grab their passports and say that they're out of here. Okay, well, I'll just go overseas and, you know, find a woman that's fit, feminine, and friendly. They'll still try to bash you for it. So it's like, wait a minute. You didn't want me in North America or in the West, but then when I go overseas, you're now complaining about it. It's like, make up your mind. Make up your mind. But hey, let me know what you guys think about this one. Give me some feedback. And until next time.
There you go. That's a good video, man. So I want to make one more point before we wrap up the show. All right. Just kind of land backing off the information I had brought out in the previous lesson that I did. I just want to play this video because with all of this being said in this lesson, that Isaiah 4:1 spirit has been real heavy on the internet, man.
Yep.
All right. You know, there's been a lot of talks amongst Jake about, you know, having multiple wives and things like that, because this is the time we in and the spirit has been going out heavy. So I just want to make a point on what this Northern Kingdom chick has said, and then we'll, you know, we'll wrap this up. Appreciate you add anything real quick?
Yeah, just off of that last comment that was said on that video. This is Sirach 25:16. It says, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. And that's the point where we're at with men. All right, men are choosing peace over these women because we see that the women have been bred to take peace from us. So the spirit is recorrecting everything to get men's minds back to where it's supposed to be at, man. You know, right. Not to be weak over these women.
That's right. Here we go.
Prophes here, your opinion on this matter. But for one man to handle 10 women, and that's biblical, it's never been so hard to find a man of value. The most expensive meat on the market is male meat. A time has come when for a woman to have a man, she's having to steal from another. She's going to get him from another's house. Look at this quote from Isaiah 4. In that day, 7 women will take hold of one man and say to him, we will provide our own food and our own clothes. Just marry us and take away our disgrace of being single. And that's what's happening. Nowadays, there are women who grovel at a man's feet. There are women who pay to have a man, who are capable of anything to keep a man.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, you know, that vibration of Isaiah 4:1 is going out heavy, man. All right. And this is just proof, like I said, that these women are watching the videos. Mm-hmm. They know what's up, man. And I'm talking about these sisters that's in they right mind. Okay, that sincerely believe, that sincerely fear the Lord. All right, and the Lord is gonna Yahweh Shem Shah is gonna be with them. He's gonna provide them the covering that they need in that day. All right. So you sisters out there that believe, keep believing and just stay in order, man. And the Lord will handle everything, everything else. Okay. Right. But this is heavy stuff.
Because they know that if they let go, they won't find another anytime soon. And a time will come when men won't even need to be providers. Women will take care of everything. This very quote says from Isaiah, I'll provide my clothes. I'll provide everything. I just want you to commit to me. Just commit to me. Just free me from this curse of being single my whole life. You can even say, woman, that I'm.
And that's how they're going to be. Save me. They're going to be, hey, they talk shit about what they call them pick-me's, but their ass is going to want to be picked in that time.
Facts.
Right?
Going crazy, okay? You can even go against the word, but I'm going to tell you something. This is all our own fault, women. It is that we raised flags, that we started to mistreat men, that we traumatized men. It is that we treated them like trash, like objects, that we played games, that we dismissed men all the time. Yes, it's our fault that we chose men for money, that we chose men for status. And if you notice, men don't want to commit to women anymore. Men don't want women anymore. Men want to work. They only want money. They don't want, nor are they concerned with women.
Yeah, really, men want peace. All right. Nowadays, it's all about having a mental clarity, a stable mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Men are tired of dealing with this toxic bullshit, man. The feminism. All right. Which really fucked these women up.
Yep.
All right. So-called sexual liberation. All right. These women are a bunch of whores and, aborting kids. It's just society today is just complete madness when it comes to these women, but all of that is being turned around. All of that now is starting to bite them in the ass, and they see, and they're having regrets. They see that they fucked up, but it's too late for most of them,
anymore. And a large percentage of men are preferring to relate even to other men. They don't want women. Then you'll tell me, Manini, but we women also want money and to work and independence. I don't know what, but that's not the natural way of things. God made man and woman to be together. It is not good for man to be alone. It's sad. It's very sad to die alone, to grow old alone, without companionship. And God made man and woman so that we may be companions to each other. I don't want to cause chaos on the internet. You know how hard it is to find a man of value. Men are really very uninteresting, and they are doing a lot of messed up things. And all of this is a consequence of all the movement we are making. This is prophetic. Prophets, here, your opinion on this matter. But for one man to...
Hey, you said, please go ahead, add in if you want to add a little bit, brother.
Nah, I was just laughing at the comment, man. Hey, Jake, crazy. But yeah, this is the elect sisters that's going to come back to the fold, man. They have came to the conclusion that this is how things have to be. They're not going to contest so-called sharing a man, because common sense, man. 7 women, 1 man. That's the majority rule, right? So there's not enough men out here to be with every single woman. That's why the Lord made the women in abundance.
That's right.
What makes us even rarer than the majority of women is that men, is that we have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So not only are they going to be looking for a covering, all right, they're going to be looking for peace of mind in that day for them, because they're going to be wanting to know what's going on. They see that the men of the Lord are going to be stable, so we're not going to be bugging out like the rest of the people out here are. So that's why they're going to get in line, as well as, for that protection. Like the Elder Hawad had put on here, go back to it. Yeah. Isaiah 32:2, it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dark place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So when women start to see that this shit, is really about to go down for what it is, all right? Because you had this one Jake on here talking about some he was tripping, talking about some his brother didn't lose his virginity to 25 and was in the truth, but then said he sees Jacob's trouble differently than you all do. It's like Jacob's trouble is gonna be hell for the whole earth. So you got these Jakes that's in the mentality of Jacob's trouble is this or that. You don't really understand what you're about to see.
That's
So
right.
shit's gonna be so bad out here to where you're not even gonna want a woman in as far as for sex, because that's a burden that you're gonna have. Like when you watch the Book of Eli, you see how he was with Mila Kunis' character. And he wasn't trying to have her follow him because he knew that was protection that he had to provide for her. So in that time, we're not going to be seeking women out. They're going to be seeking us out.
That's right, bro.
And the Spirit is going to let us know if they're meant to be with us or not, you know. But you don't really understand how bad it's going to be out here. So the hell that we're catching now from these women, that ain't even going to be like how everybody is trying to say it is. It's going to be way worse, man.
That's
like
right.
the brother just said, Jacob's trouble will be everybody's trouble.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right, man. So hey, the point is, hey, you sisters out there, hey, continue to fear, you know, keep your mind right. And if you do got a husband at home, you know, treat them right and stay in order, man. You know, you sisters that are single, hey, just keep staying in line, keep the faith, and the Lord will provide what you need, man. You know, and that's it. Hey, well, this is humbling season, man. So all of this shit, again, all the shit that they were talking on the internet, all the stuff that we went through in this lesson, it's all going to be met with force. All right. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to bring a lot of judgment on the majority of these women out here, man. Whether they believe it or not, it really don't matter, man.
That's right.
We're not going back and forth with none of you niggas, man. All right. Nope. We got the 100% truth. The truth is the truth. All right. So hey, whether they hear or forbear, then they should know that the prophet have been among them, man. Bottom line.
Yeah. In the words of Esau now is y'all gonna fuck around and find out.
That's it. That's it, brother. Hey, that's it, man. So what more can we say? You know what I'm saying? Thanks. Hey, we just pray that this lesson was edifying, man. Hopefully we weren't ranting. Had to come out, man. All right, you women are gonna learn, man. You about to find out, man. All right, you're gonna learn in that time that a righteous man of the Lord is truly the prize and not your black ass. All right.
Yeah. If I can add one more point, Elder Hawaii said this too. You only get one chance too. So if you got a man in the Lord, you know, you better hold on to him.
Better hold on tight, goddamn. That's it, man. So hey, we leave y'all with that. Hey, the water for you brothers and you sisters out there that tuned in. And we pray that this lesson was edifying, man. We're gonna close it out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Shai Bahashem. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught us this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, humbling season is here.
Yes, sir.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Man, that's heavy, brother.
Yeah, so let me get some, man. I looked outside, so I ain't going to work, bro. Let me hop on.
That's it, brother. That's it, man. So is the stream ended? Hold on. It's still going. Hold on. My computer moving mad slow. So